June is World Elder Abuse Awareness Month, and national studies show that as many as 1 in 10 seniors is a victim of elder abuse. Director Matt Damschroder with the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services joins us now to learn a little bit more about that. Thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure.
So let's talk a little bit about elder abuse. What exactly is elder abuse?
So elder abuse takes many different forms. Things that we might think about would be physical, sexual, or psychological abuse, as well as things like self-neglect, neglect by others, abandonment, and even financial exploitation.
So those are some examples there. What would be some signs then? Say, I have a loved one who is still living independently and I'm trying to keep an eye on them, but what kind of signs should we be looking for there?
Yeah, so there's different signs for each of those different types of potential elder abuse. So certainly in the case of abuse, things like unexplained bruises or trips to the doctor or ER. On the financial exploitation side, things like unexplained withdrawals, large withdrawals or purchases that the person doesn't really know or remember why those things were made. In the case of self-neglect, that can sometimes happen as folks, age in place, maybe either financially can't keep up with their housing conditions or whatever situation it is. Things like deteriorating housing environment, not taking meds, not getting to appointments, and unsafe living conditions. And so really for all of us, whether we have aging parents or relatives, someone in the neighborhood, all of us have a responsibility to keep an eye out for those type of situations.
Yeah, and I feel like many times they could be targets really to become victims, especially when we talk about those scams, when you hear someone calling them up and demanding money or this or that, they really can quickly and easily become victims of scams like that. So what are some of the resources available for them?
So we have a number of informational resources that are available. So anyone looking for more information can go to agesafellyohio.org. But it's also important to remember that anyone can report an allegation of suspected elder abuse, and they can do that at 1-855-OHIO-APS. That's 1-855-644-6277. They can also do it online. Important to remember that any type of reporting is anonymous, and so for someone to see something and have a suspicion or concern, they don't have to give their name in order to get that information to the appropriate authorities.
Yeah, you want to try to keep that from happening to other people. I'm reading here that elder abuse referrals to adult protective services rose 10% in Ohio last year. Is that maybe a good thing?
Well, it's a good thing in the sense, I think, two ways. One is that, over the last number of years, as Governor DeWine has put an emphasis on protecting Ohio's aging population, that we're getting the message out to folks. And that means that more people are thinking about it, being aware of it, and looking for circumstances, again, in their family or community. The other part is also for individuals as they age themselves, understanding that that these things do happen, that there are bad people out there who are looking to take advantage of Ohio's seniors and anyone in the country who's aging, and so there's no shame in stepping forward and advocating for yourself. So as we raise more awareness, both for family members, individuals in the community to watch out, but also for Ohio's seniors to advocate for themselves. If someone's taking advantage of you, you can get resources to help.
You talked about the hotline that people can use, and I'm assuming anybody can call into that. But what else can we do, I think, to combat elder abuse? Maybe we don't have adult relatives, but maybe we have a neighbor or we just know somebody.
Yeah, whether it's a family member or someone in the community, I think all of us have, a responsibility to our fellow Ohioans to keep an eye out. And so, sometimes just making a connection, inquiring in on that neighbor a couple doors down, checking in to see how everything is going. Certainly, right now with a heat wave across Ohio, checking into folks to make sure that, that they have safe living conditions. And again, just because you check on someone doesn't mean that you're taking the obligation on yourself to solve all their problems for them. If there are something that needs intervention, that's where you can call the number, get resources through agesafelyohio.org, and connect the individual to the appropriate social services in the community who can help rectify those things. Or if it's a law enforcement situation, intervene in that way as well.
Yeah, and you can always call police if it gets to that point. And whether it's, like you mentioned, physical, maybe they're under the care of someone else who is abusing them, or financial, where again they answer the phone and a scammer got through, and now they're going to the bank and withdrawing money to buy gift cards. You know, those different signs to look out for there. Can you give us that hotline number one more time for people?
Yep, the elder abuse hotline here in Ohio is 1-855-OHIO-APS. That's 1-855-644-6277, and all kinds of information available at agesafelyohio.org.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep, take care.